Previously on Boomer the Nerd.
I have something really cool today. I was not expecting this whatsoever, and I'm so excited to unbox this.
Well, these are usually words that I get to say on my Boomer's Nightmare channel, but welcome to my nightmare. I think you're gonna like it. McFarlane Toys, Alice Cooper, retro figure review. It's geeking time.
Oh my god, I've been... Ever since I was a kid. Oh, dude. Ever since I was a kid, I've been wanting this figure.
Well, this is what I like to call a grail figure. This is a figure that I've been wanting ever since, oh my gosh, just like Ozzy and Rob Zombie. This is a figure that ever since I was young and I spotted this figure, I'd always wanted this thing. Today we're taking a look at a really incredible looking figure. Now I know not everything is on the platform right now because I'm very limited with what I can put on here on this rotating platform. But today we are taking a look at the incredible, highly detailed from 2000 Alice Cooper by McFarlane Toys. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and it's time to enter the nightmare. Well, this has been something I've been wanting to get my hands on and take a look at for quite some time now. Alice Cooper. Just messing around with you guys. That's his real name, and this is the character, Alice Cooper. So this is a really neat figure. This was released in 2000 by McFarlane Toys. Once again, like when he released the Ozzy figure and when he released the Rob Zombie figure. I mean, McFarlane had been doing a lot of cool Kiss figures. So when it came to the 90s, when it came to 99 and 2000, he was putting out a whole bunch of really neat collectible figures. Amongst those were, Jim Morrison and Janis Joplin and Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead, which I used to actually own the Jim Morrison one, which I would love to get back in my collection. I remember also put out a box set of Metallica and Motley Crue. That I think was much later on, like towards 2002, 2003. But this figure here, I mean, as much as I love the Rob Zombie and I love the Ozzy Osbourne figure, this one to me always stood out the most. So let's take a look at our Alice Cooper figure. Now, you will notice that he comes with a snake wrapped around him. And I'll be honest with you, this right here is removable. However, I want to keep it on him for the sake of, not struggling to put it back on him. So I'm just going to move him to the side quickly, and we're going to take a look, like we always do, first with the accessories. And yes, you notice that there is a big old base back there. We'll take a look at that as well, but let's start first and foremost with the accessories. So first thing we have is a sword. It's a really neat looking sword, stabbing through money. So that just you can put right there anywhere on the base. The next accessory we have to look at is a crutch. Really nice painted, silver painted crutch. So that's really cool. And I don't know if it's just this figure here, but I think that kind of adds to the, decrepitness of the crutch. That's really neat. So that's cool. Then we got this basket that if you are fans of Alice Cooper, you're going to understand why there's a significance between this base and this basket right here. He comes with a couple of my wife's things that she does not like whatsoever on this planet. A couple of spiders. You can display them anywhere, or you can put them on the spider web in the back. So it comes with a couple of spiders. Let me just pop those right back down. And then he comes with a top hat, which will sit on his head. It's like there's a hollow piece in there, but when I was putting it on his head, it was just sitting on there. You can't really put it onto his head. It just will sit and rest there. So you got the top hat. And then finally, the last accessory, Once again, if you're a fan of Alice Cooper, you understand this. You have an Alice Cooper head. For the sake of YouTube, let's just call it a Alice Cooper head. If you're a kid, stop watching this right now. So those are all the accessories that Alice Cooper comes with. Before I take a look at the figure, let's take a look at... Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at the figure first. So here's the figure itself. Very good, very great, I should say, likeness of Alice Cooper with the face paint. And so, around his articulation, the arm, this arm moves just like that. This arm doesn't move to what I can see, but the hand moves a little bit. And I think on this arm here, yes, the hand moves a little bit as well. And then his legs go all the way around, both of them. So that's cool. He's got some really neat platform, leopard print platforms, because that was all the rage in the 70s and the early 80s. But he's got a really like leather suit with a dog collar. And on the back, Alice Cooper butt, just like that. And I love the touch on this belt here. $1 Billion Babies. That is $1 Billion Baby. Sorry, that is an old Alice Cooper album. I love the reference to that belt. And the snake just... Okay, no, the snake doesn't come off. My bad. So it is glued to him on the back. But the rest of him in the front is like loose. And you got a nasty looking python head right there. I believe that's a python. Still, nonetheless, a really cool looking snake that the body just fits right there into Alice Cooper's hand. And yeah, he's just... And he stands pretty well, actually. You don't need the base. Stands really well by himself. Let's get him in... Actually, let's get him in front of the base. So he's cool looking. He's hunched over. He's like I said, with these figures, they are what you call little staction figures. They're not really action figures. They are considered toys, but they're basically movable statues. So the final thing we have to take a look at, let's move him out of the way, is this big piece in the back. I'm going to move some stuff out of the side here. This big base right here, which does fully come apart with the... Well, the gates come apart, actually, in order to do so. You know what? Bear with me here, because I realized that I did something... There we go. Okay, there we go. So, the gate removes... The gate comes off. And then the guillotine itself, you can remove the guillotine. So, we'll take a look a little more in depth of everything. We put that down and put that to the side. So first things first, you got the gates, which is just your basic spiked gates. Very old looking, very neat looking. I like that a lot for a toy from 2000. It looks still immaculate. Very cool looking gate. And right here is the base itself, which is a wooden base with some... Let's just call that wine. It's just wine stains. That's all that is, you know? It's just wine stains made out of wood. That's what it looks like underneath. It's a hollow piece, so yeah. So you're going to clip the guillotine onto this piece right here, which brings us to this piece. Now you got the Alice Cooper logo on the back. And this is a guillotine, so really it's made out of wood. It's very nicely done, the wood. With some silver bearings there. And then we got the spider web back here. And we have a guillotine, which actually does move up and down. So you got a guillotine. So that, you just grab the base here, like I showed you before. You grab the base, you pop that into the base. Gonna go into the... I don't want to break this, obviously. Don't want to force it in either, so we'll just... There we go. There we go. Didn't have to force it. And then you take the gate, well, gate or the fence, whatever you want to call this, and you just plug this into the back, and this fits in very smoothly. And there you have it. You've got Alice Cooper's base slash diorama slash everything that's part of his show. Then basically you can put everything together. So like I said, this doesn't really go anywhere. You could just put that like this right there if you want. The crutch can just, I guess, go over here like that as well. You could put that basket right here. Okay, those spiders, like I said, you can pop them onto the spider web if you want, if they want to stay. Yeah, that one's going to stay. So you could pop that onto the spider web. pop this one onto the spider web as well. Nope, doesn't want to stay. He wants to fall. Of course he wants to fall. When I put them on last night, they didn't fall. They were staying. Yeah, of course I'm having some problems. Give me a moment, guys. Well, I've got everything falling, so whatever. We're just going to put the spider right there. And we'll put this one over here. And then you can have your Alice Cooper figure standing like that if you want, because you want the basket right here. And here's the really neat part. Like, yes, the guillotine does work. All right, let's take a look. Boom, it goes down and the spider fell, of course. But that's where this head would come tumbling down. You can either have it in the basket. If you want it in the basket, you could have it there. Or the other thing that's really neat, you can take this, you could pop it in, whoops, dropping things. Pop it into his hand. See if I can get it in there. Come on. I feel like I say this often, bear with me, guys. I'm just not putting it in his hand properly. Or you can put it in his hand and just have him holding it like that. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Why are you falling? There we go. Just have him like that. Now let me put the spider. Let's just put the spider there for now. There we go. And then you can rest the hat on his head, like you saw it. Of course, I'm trying to fix him now to show you guys. And of course he's falling. Let me fix his leg. Hang on a second, guys. Bear with me, please. Just bear with me. I'm not sure why he wants to fall now all of a sudden, when he was cooperating with me before. Okay, give me a moment, guys. All right, there we go. So sorry about that. Situation resolved. So there you go. You can have him standing holding the head, and there you go. He is with the top hat on him. This is a really awesome figure, especially with the back diorama base. I really like this a lot. And just like Ozzy and Rob Zombie, I am definitely going to put him on display on my shelving unit with pride. I think I'm probably going to display it with the guillotine halfway up instead of all the way down. I mean, I do enjoy the fact, I do love the fact that there is, you know, wine stains on the guillotine and right here, right? Because that's what it is. Those are stains that came from wine, right? Nothing else, right? Nothing else. That's just a mask or a helmet that Alice Cooper has in his hand. That's all that is. But nonetheless, this is such a really cool figure. A figure that I've always wanted for quite some time, and I finally have in my collection. And again, it is thanks to Jay for sending me this Alice Cooper figure that now all the figures he sent me that were loose, we've had a look at every single figure he sent me. So a big thank you. That comes to a conclusion. Thank you so much. And I know it took me quite some time to get around to reviewing all of these figures, but I love them so much. I am super excited to have these in my collection, and I'm super thankful and grateful to Jay for sending me all these figures. If you guys want to see me do some more of these action figure reviews, let me know down below in the comments. I can't say enough thank you, Jay, for everything you've sent me here today. I appreciate everything. This is all definitely going to go to good use. And I definitely see some figure review videos coming up in my future because of all of this cool stuff you sent me. Well, despite some very minor flaws, and when I say minor flaws, I mean like minor flaws, like sometimes falling whenever he feels like falling and not having the hat, you know, snug on his head and just sitting there, resting there. And I would have liked maybe to have seen the guillotine not be on a string, and if so, have a little something on the string that you can attach it somewhere to instead of tying it up. That would have been pretty awesome. Those are my only little nitpicks when it comes to this figure. But again, it is still an amazing looking figure. I love this thing. I even forgot to mention the Alice Cooper logo at the top of the base before, which looks great as well. As you can see, it's spinning around from back all the way around. It looks great. For a figure that came out in 2000, this is a very highly detailed figure, and it captures the likeness of Alice Cooper so well that I think that any collector, I mean, I know Jay had it in his collection, but any collector would be really happy and proud to have this Alice Cooper in his collection. That being said, what did you think of the figure? Now that we've taken a look at all the heavy metal figures that I was sent, out of the three, which one do you like the most? I mean, look, I love all three of them, but again, this one holds a special place in my heart because this was legitimately the first one I had ever seen next to Rob Zombie, and this one really caught my attention as a kid, and I was like, wow, I like this thing. This is so cool. So to finally have it all these years later, I am over the moon, and he's going to look really nicely displayed on my shelf with my other figures that are loose, Ozzy Osbourne and Rob Zombie. That being said, I asked this in the Ozzy Osbourne video, and I'm going to ask you guys again. What era of McFarlane toys do you prefer? Do you prefer when he was first starting out in the early 90s when there were basic articulated action figures? Or do you like this era when he was starting to do these little staction figures with basically you can move some of the limbs, but it didn't really matter if you moved the limb or not? Or do you prefer McFarlane toys now with everything he's got going on from DC Multiverse to the Spawn line, to all the anime lines where it's fully full articulated figures? Let me know down below what your favorite era of McFarlane toys is. And also, if you guys are heavy metal fans, what is your, are you fans of Alice Cooper? And if so, what is your favorite Alice Cooper album or Alice Cooper song? Let's talk some heavy metal down below in the comments. I will be back again soon, guys. I got one more video coming out before I go on vacation. After that video, I will be taking some time off. I'll speak a little more about that in the next video. But in the meantime, guys, please and thank you, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Click the bell to be notified whenever I got some brand new content out. It's really the best way to find out, what videos I have up. But also, please and thank you, go ahead and comment on the video. Let's have some conversations down below. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm at 525 subscribers. Let's try to get to 550, maybe 560 by the end of the year. We're being hopeful. But that's it. I'm out of here for the day. Thank you, all of you, for watching. I appreciate you all. Stay cool, stay nerdy, keep hunting, keep collecting, keep listening to those heavy metal albums. And as always, it's cool if it's nerd cool. No more Mr. Nice Guy.